Good stuff here. Okay, am I okay? I'm live, and I am. I guess I'm just live then. All right, cool, cool. Um, well, I don't know how to start this one off, and my face cam is crooked again. Jesus. So yeah, today we're doing something a bit different. Um, I'm just gonna put my computer onto. Wait, which one was it? That was the key command to. I forget which one I did to get the notifications here. I guess ah, okay, let's see. Um just clear you, clear you, clear you. Oh right, they changed this. I forgot. Um let's see. Yes, put on do not disturb for just 1 hour, because I'm gonna be streaming for only an hour. Um yeah, alright. I'm gonna put this in my games folder here. Put this in entertainment, since that's that. I'll put this in, what is it? Something. I don't need Google Street View on here. I already have Apple Maps. The tile app I don't think I really need, but Stream Deck, yes, I'm keeping that there. Um, Whatever. I'm just waiting for a few people to join, so yeah, and then we'll get started. I've only been live for 2 minutes. Huh. So yeah, um, it turns out that my iPad here is a bit finicky, and that if I just press the cord, like suddenly it will lose connection to QuickTime. So I might try to figure out something with that. I'm gonna address that problem right now. Let's try the good old fashioned Lightning to USB cord instead of the USB-C to USB cord. The Lightning to USB-C to Lightning cable. I'm not gonna use that. I'm gonna use the traditional USB-A to Lightning cable, because apparently those are a little bit more reliable than what they usually are. So we'll take a look. If not, then I might need to prop something up to prevent the cord from. Wait, what side are the pins on? Wait, I just hit the power button. Why did you turn off? Ah, interesting. So yeah, the pins are on the bottom of the lightning connector, which is kind of weird. So like there's a little bit of a gap in between the Is this better? Oh, that's way better. That's way better. All right, cool. We have a stable connection to the iPad now, but my keyboard does not work now because I'm out of USB ports. So, this is not connected to Streamlabs. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna get started with the drawing in just a minute. I need to. Let's see, manual connection. Remote control. Just scanning this QR code. Come on, camera focus. Damn it. God. Okay. There we go. Whew. All right, cool. Failed to connect. Well, that's great. That's just fine and dandy. Whatever. Well, fine. I guess we'll just have to reach over and press it then. Whatever. So yeah. Today we're gonna be drawing the Hawks of the 1200s, because why not? Right, again, when is my class? Okay, yeah, I've class today, so this is not gonna be the longest stream ever, if you know what I mean. So I have class 11:30, it's 10:45, so gonna be about a 45-minute stream, so just gonna set a timer for 45 minutes here so I don't lose track. Also, I really hope you like the thumbnail. I did that in literally like 1 minute. It's funny. So let's set this for 50 minutes. Yep, that's good. All right, cool. So let's get started. Uh-huh. Okay, we are here, and I got my trusty Apple Pencil. So let's get started. I'm gonna angle down my face cam so you can see me a bit better, since I'm gonna be drawing. So yeah. So yeah, how are all of you guys doing so far? Hope you guys are doing good and whatnot. Still not too many people here. Where's my phone? Hold on, I'm gonna just let people know on my Discord server. Cause I love my sweet freaking viewership here. I don't know why I'm censoring myself. I've already stated that I'm not a kid-friendly channel. Whatever. Alright, I don't have a public test build on this. Jesus Christ. Whatever. More than good. Yeah, I guess. I don't know what you quite mean there, but whatever. Yeah. Ow. Ah, just banged my knee on my desk. Oh. That hurt. Well, yeah, so this image you're seeing. Oh, get out of here, UI. Where's my mouse? Oh, right, my mouse isn't connected. Just get out of here, interface, please. Just piss off, alright? Can you just please just piss off already? Alright, fine, I'll bring you into windowed mode if that's how you want to be. It's gonna cover up my desktops. Oh hey, Apple One and more subscribe to my channel. Nice. Sweet. Okay, there we go. Now it worked. So yeah. Hope you guys like my desktop. I put a lot of effort into it. I'm just joking. I didn't design this shit. I really... God, shut up, Discord. Jesus. Okay, I'm putting myself on Do Not Disturb because I do not need people seeing my Discord notifications. Okay. So yeah, we're drawing the 1200 series today. Isn't that exciting? Okay. So yeah, if this ever does get nauseating at some point, just tell me, because right now it looks completely normal to me. So yeah, we're gonna continue on with ooh, that's not what I wanted. Nothing to undo. Okay. I had the wrong brush selected. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's better. I think I had on 2. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, I bought this Apple Pencil for like 99 bucks and stuff, and it's been pretty good so far. Been treating me nice, and that's a really bad line. My God, oh my God, dude, what the shit? My God, I'm screwing this one up today. But yeah, yeah, I bought this Apple Pencil for like $100 at my campus bookstore, and so far I'm really enjoying it. People say how the Apple Pencil is so like overrated and stuff, and how they say like it's not worth the money. But honestly, like I shelled out $100 for this thing, and it's really worth it. I mean, it really is. For the drawing experience that you get on the iPad with the Apple Pencil, it's really fucking good. Like seriously. And I mean, this by no means is an iPad Pro. This is a base model iPad that I won for free at the beginning of last semester for doing activities at my orientation thing. And so yeah, I just got this free iPad, and it was the 7th generation because now the 8th generation is out, and it's like And it's like I saw that it had Apple Pencil support, and I'm like, oh, well, once I get enough money or something like that, I might shell out some money and get an Apple Pencil because why not? And so that's exactly what I did. And actually, more recently, within this semester, I did a school activity and whatnot in which I won a $100 gift card to the school bookstore. And I was like, $100. I'm gonna buy me an Apple Pencil. So then I did, and I gotta say, it's pretty cool. I like it. I like the form factor of the pencil. It feels really nice. I like how you can remove the tip and stuff. It's really cool. I think the construction and actual design of the pencil looks really good and whatnot. It's really smooth. It feels fluid. Even though this is not a laminated display, I still feel like I'm drawing on like physical paper with this. It's so precise. And like people say that the latency is like much slower to that than the new Apple Pencil and the new iPad Pros. And I'm like, it really doesn't make a difference to me. I mean, I'm still able to see my brush strokes perfectly fine. And it's just it works and I like it. It works really well. And I honestly enjoy I've actually taken up drawing now, in which it's I really just enjoy doing this because it's like I mean I've always been a digital guy, but it's like I've never ever really gotten into drawing before since well I mean it's like I'm not really an artist. I mean I've done 3D artwork for Source Filmmaker, which that in my opinion is much more complicated than that of drawing, but in my opinion I find it easier because stuff is already pre-made and you don't have to like start from scratch. You don't have to like draw out the anatomy of like let's say a Five Nights at Freddy's character. Like you have to know a little bit of anatomy in order to like draw humans or any sort of like figure or something correctly at least. Um and it's like I just don't have that skill level and whatnot. And yeah, so it's like I've just always been like a 3D person and whatnot. I've been using Source Filmmaker for a while. I need to switch over to something like Blender or something that's better. But yeah. And when I just got this Apple Pencil, I'm like, I'm just gonna try drawing because what's the harm in trying something? Let's go up the sides here. Is this a separate? Well, okay then. That's a completely separate thing. Can I merge this layer? Oh, interesting. I guess I just merged the layers, I guess. So I'm still quite new to Adobe Frisco. It's Adobe's um official draw. God, ah, just go on the same thing. All right, just go on the same exact document, please. How do I just okay there? That just makes the layers disappear, whatnot. So I think we're good on that. But yeah, I'm still quite new to Adobe Frisco, which is Adobe's drawing app. It was originally Adobe Photoshop Sketch, and then they discontinued that, and then they released I think it was Adobe Illustrator Draw, and then they also discontinued that, and then they replaced it with Adobe Frisco, which I think Frisco is also available for the Mac. Blender is for Minecraft animations. Wait, Blunder? Did you mean Blunder or Blender? Um, because those might be two separate things. I've never heard of Blunder before, so yeah. But yeah, Blender's pretty complex and whatnot. But yeah, back to the Adobe thing. It's like I'm so new to this kind of drawing aspect in of the Adobe apps. I mean, I've used the pen tool and stuff in Illustrator, which is pretty straightforward. It's like you click and then you drag a line. Simple as that. And well, I tried because I figured out that you could that like with the Apple Pencil and Sidecar on the iPad, you can control your mouse with the Apple Pencil. And well, I was like, I'm gonna try using the pen tool with an actual pen by doing Sidecar with my iPad and my Mac. And well, even wired Sidecar, it was really laggy. And I was like, okay, I don't know if that's a software bug or something else, but it was just like the lag was so bad. I was like, I'm just gonna go with Frisco because this is just too much lag for me. And when it comes to me, whenever I get like a drop in frames in like a game or like editing software or something, particularly for like video making, it just it just makes me so incredibly angry whenever I get frame drops because like I'm a man of precision and precision is my thing. And whenever frame drops occur or like a game gets laggy, it just makes me so incredibly angry because it's like I need that precision. Because like any slight buffer and like let's say I'll give you a good example of this. Adobe Premiere Pro versus Final Cut Pro. Now this has been a debate among people for a while, and especially in the film industry, since people have been slowly shifting. Well, they pretty much already have shifted over to um, Adobe Premiere Pro from Final Cut Pro because Adobe has better like features and enhancements and whatnot and stuff. And yeah, so that's what's so good about Adobe software. And I was so reluctant to try it out because like because when I tried, oh god, that's too big. When I tried it out before, it was just like the interface and actual controls for Adobe Premiere Pro were so goddamn complex. I was like, what? Where is my timeline? Where is my library? Where's my viewport? Like there's like different like sections for everything, and it's just like you can get lost in the program really really fast. I mean, even just starting in, you're already bombarded with like so much information on your screen and like so many different tools and so many different things. It's like it's hard to figure out where to even start, and it's just like it's drowning, especially for me since I went directly from iMovie to Final Cut Pro, and literally Final Cut Pro is basically iMovie on steroids, if one were to say it that way. And yeah, so that's where I've come from and whatnot. But back to what I was originally saying. Oh my god, that's too big. Oh boy. Uh what I was originally saying was that when it comes to performance, Adobe Premiere Pro is just, let's just say it's not good. Now some people might say I just don't have I don't have a powerful enough computer, but if you have not already seen, I unboxed my 16-inch MacBook Pro around, I think it was 7 months ago now. I unboxed my 16-inch MacBook Pro around 7 months ago, and I got the pretty much the top tier level model here. I got the one with the i9 with the 8 core i9 chip, the AMD Radeon Pro 5500M series graphics card, 64 gigs of RAM and 2 terabytes worth of storage, which that's a pretty hefty computer for a Mac. And I spent quite a bit of money on it. I'm not going to tell you how much I spent on it, but it was quite a bit of money and honestly totally worth it. And like people are saying like, "Oh, you need a powerful computer." Like I have a powerful computer and whatnot, but like I was trying to edit one of my streams from Twitch in Adobe Premiere Pro, and I just couldn't do it because the program was so laggy. It was like whenever I know I have, oh, I need to go get a COVID test later today. Right. So yeah. I meant to. God, fuck off! Jesus Christ! I'm getting bombarded with notifications. Yet, freaking Do Not Disturb is on. Jesus. Okay, hold on. I'm adjusting the Do Not Disturb settings so I do not get any notifications while it's on because that is a no-no for me. Do Not Disturb. Always. Allow calls from why is it set to everyone and no one? Like, can't I just do like favorites or something. Allow repeated calls. All right, fine. That works. That works. All right. Let's see. Right. What was I saying before? Oh, right. It was something on Adobe. It was So yeah, I tried to edit my Twitch live stream on Adobe Premiere Pro, and whenever I'd press the space bar and watch the playback, I was getting maybe 12 frames a second out of 60 frames a second. And just to let you know, this is not like an extremely high this is not like an extremely high end video. It was just standard 1920 by 1080p at 60 frames a second stream video. And I was getting dropping frame rates. And I'm like, "What? This is not right. This is rather this is standard HD video, nothing too fancy about it, and I'm getting frame drops. Like, what is this?" And I'm like, "What?" So then I try editing with the program, and eventually I just get fed up with the program because it's just like, "Oh my God, I cannot." I was getting frame drops constantly, and I was like, "Dude, what the hell?" And then eventually I was like, "You know what, screw it. I'm gonna try throwing this in Final Cut and see if I get the same problem." And so then I throw it into Final Cut Pro, and when I press the spacebar, I get 60 frames right off the bat, and it's constant. Whereas with Adobe Premiere Pro, it would start off at 12 frames a second for maybe 30 seconds, and then it would smooth out to 60 after rendering the video in the current playback session, which in my opinion is the stupidest thing ever. Like, Final Cut pre-renders everything before you press the spacebar, and it's constantly rendering in the background, which is why I got such good frames on it, because it pre-renders it. And also, you're not gonna believe this, but you're just gonna say like, "Oh, you probably should have just dropped the video resolution natively in the player." And I did. It was a 16th of the size, and I was getting 12 frames per second on a 16th of the size worth of 1080p footage. Like, what? And I could play, and throwing it into Final Cut, I could play it at full 1080p at 60 frames a second in the primary viewport, not even like looking at it pre-rendered, and I was getting 60 frames. And that was with better quality enabled, which better quality takes up a lot more resources on the computer, and I was still getting 60 frames per second, which is absolutely insane. And I look at this, and I look at what Adobe and what people say about Adobe Premiere Pro being so much better, and I look at this and I'm like, Adobe is a piece of junk. Like, professional video editors, professional video editors and stuff like rely on this kind of shit. And like me, I'm a person who likes to put in like comedic timing for videos and whatnot, especially on Twitch and especially on like my VODs and stuff. And doing like precision, for some reason my thing wasn't drawing there, and just like putting in precision timed like camera zoom ins, or like noise or sound effects, or like effects within the sequence. Like, I need precision frames to put that stuff in. And it's like I can't work with low frame rate, because precision is everything when it comes to that. Any sort of anything off key, like anything not timed correctly in a joke, can completely defeat the purpose of the joke, especially when it comes to comedy. And it's like I need something precise in order to edit it correctly, cause and whatnot. So it's like, and I just like I love Adobe, and I look at them and the problem with Adobe Premiere Pro, and I'm just like, oh my God, like how can this even be a thing? This should not be a thing. Like, no. Because like people are paying like, I don't know, what is it, the astronomically high price it is for Adobe apps and stuff, like the Adobe subscription. Like, they're paying an astronomically high price for that stuff, and to get dropped video frames out of a video that's 1080p at 60 frames a second at the 16th of the actual size is complete garbage. Like, I don't know, it's like, I think you're like shelling out maybe $60 a month for this software, and you get performance like this. Like, if I was getting performance like this, I would not pay for that because that's not worth it to me. Because if I'm paying top dollar, I expect top dollar software, which I am, but it obviously has some bugs in it. And yes, I know it can be fixed, but still, like, come on, like simple performance things like that should be addressed. Like, every single update to Final Cut Pro always addresses better performance enhancements, because there always is something on some end that is performance related. It may not be applicable to every machine, but it's just there are always constant performance problems, because like when you're writing a piece of code, especially for an application, there's always code that breaks, and well, that code always needs to be fixed, and that's what updates and patches are for. And when you patch like one bug, it may unlock the gate, or it may break another piece of code that will bring up another bug or something like that, you know? Let's just take a look at this and see how it looks. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's really good. But yeah, so yeah, that's why stuff is constantly updated and whatnot. And it's like, I just don't understand that. Like, if I'm paying $60 a month for the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, which currently I am not, my school is paying for it, but still, I don't, you don't expect such poor performance from a top dollar manufacturer of software that creates like the standard program for video editing. Like, it's just not acceptable to get such poor performance from such a top dollar software manufacturer. It just makes no sense, and it makes me sad. And I'm just gonna go down the rabbit hole right now, and why I hate the Adobe subscription, because and I will bring this up multiple times, but I outright bought Final Cut Pro and the rest of the Pro apps with the purchase of my 16-inch MacBook Pro. I bought the education bundle, which bundled them all in for about like all the Pro apps, like MainStage, Final Cut, Logic, Compressor, and Motion, all into one education package, which was around $200. And if you're gonna buy a new Mac, I would say totally get the education bundle for the Pro apps. So worth it. Like, especially for what you get, the value you get out of those apps for $200 is absolutely fucking incredible. But yeah, I outright purchased Final Cut Pro, and I don't regret my purchase. And the one thing I would say that is the benefit over Final Cut Pro over Adobe Premiere Pro is the fact that you get the software and you don't have to worry about it just being gone in an instant, you know? Because like, let's say your credit card gets stolen, and you have to register, you have to get a whole new one. And getting that whole new one would mean to cancel the old one. And like, let's just say I'm in my 30s and I have like maybe 20 different subscription services, and I do the essentials like Apple Music, YouTube Premium, Hulu, Netflix, but I forget about my Adobe subscription. And well, once that billing cycle goes over, and well, Adobe detects that the card is no longer activated, then they just pull the plug, being like, oh, you need to start subscribing to use our software again. And it's like once you lose the ability to pay Adobe, your whole software suite is just useless. It's just gone. I hate that. Like, I don't want to pay for Adobe, because like, I don't mind giving them money for good software, but it's like, I don't want to keep constantly repaying them for it, because like, eventually that subscription may end some way or another, whether that be like my credit card changes, or like Adobe just outright terminates me for whatever reason or something. But it's like I like to outright just buy my software, and have the knowledge that I own a copy of it instead of just renting it, because technically the Adobe subscription service is just renting the software for a prolonged period of time. And I don't like that because like something may occur, and like what I said with like the credit card thing, like you could replace your credit cards or something, and like you forgot to transfer the new card to the Adobe subscription, and just like that, all of your work just ceased. Like you can't use it. And for about maybe a week before the first fall semester of this college term started, I was using the my the Adobe subscription service that my college provided, with no problem and whatnot. And then the first week of classes, and mind you, I'm on campus now, at the time, and it's like I'm on campus at the time, and I'm like, okay, let's get started on some work here. And this is the enterprise Adobe subscription service that the school is paying for and whatnot, and I'm just utilizing it because, like, hey, get free Adobe and you're all set. And I open up my laptop and open up Photoshop, and I get this message saying your Adobe subscription has ended. Now given what I just said, I would be like, okay, that's not the biggest deal since I don't have anything that I need to do. But the thing is, I had a Photoshop assignment due for my making art class about 2 days. It was due around 2 days from when I got the pop-up, and I was starting to panic because I couldn't use Adobe and my assignment was due. And so then I emailed the people in charge at the creative media department, being like, yo, my Adobe subscription has like stopped. Is something going on? And it was various emails back and forth and whatnot, just basically saying like, yeah, we're working on it and stuff. But for about maybe a solid 2 weeks, I couldn't use Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Premiere Pro, After Effects, or any of that stuff. And let's just say I got quite a few zeros on my assignments because of that Adobe subscription and stuff like that. Like, I depended on the programs to get my work done, and for the fact that well, I'll just explain in a little bit, but for the fact that like it was suddenly just stripped away from me at the very worst moment, it made me infuriated. I was like, for one, I was just infuriated because I was like, fuck, I got my work done, and now I'm gonna get a 0. And well, I did, and after the whole thing was cleared up, I ended up talking with my professor, and I did get credit for those assignments back, since, well, he was like, oh, I totally understood, and he said that a lot of the students in the class came to him with the same exact problem, so I'm glad I wasn't the only one. But basically, what had actually happened was that Adobe, they pulled a bit of a fuck you card to the school, in which the school had previously purchased a 1-year license for the Adobe subscription service for the creative media department, in which that would mean that once you buy the service, you would get a free you would get a license for 1 year, and then you get like a certain amount of keys that you distribute out to the creative media. I do have a Facebook account, but I don't use it. I'd rather you follow me on Twitter. Go to just at ND Media. I think I need to change my Twitter again. But yeah, follow me on Twitter. I'm on there a bit more. Also, do go follow me on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv/distracteddummy and follow me there. Also, be sure to subscribe. I want to get to 1,000 subs so I can monetize. But yeah, Adobe decided to pull the big fuck you card, and they changed their rules, in which the school and Adobe came to an agreement that they would make that the school that the school would pay a year for the Adobe subscription service for the creative media department, in which that's all fine and dandy and everything, except Adobe decided to just completely fuck them over and was like, It was like, huh, we'll just change this. In which Adobe was like, hey, how about paying for 2 years? Because obviously Adobe is a greedy company and they just do anything for their greedy money. And well, the school was like, we're already paying for 1 year. We're gonna pay for another year next year since, well, we're gonna have a brand new batch of students, so and whatnot. And then Adobe was like, huh, no, you have to pay the 2 years now. And I was like, and the school was like, what? No, we don't. We paid for 1 year. Just keep it the way it is. And Adobe just decided to completely they just decided to shut down the subscription until the school agreed to pay for the 2 year loan of the software. Like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't know what your thoughts are, but that's a complete dick move right there. Like, the fact that they did that and prohibited me and my fellow classmates from doing my work all because of their greedy money is bullshit. And that's why I hate renting software, because especially for places like enterprises and like workplaces that like rent out the software, like stuff like that could happen and people would not be able to use um like Acrobat for like PDF rendering, or like Photoshop for like graphic design and Illustrator. Like shit like that is just despicable. And the fact that Adobe did that is completely asinine, and I hate them for it. And and I mean, it's like Adobe's been Adobe's been fine so far since then. But still, it's just like I just permanently don't like them now because of what they did there. Like they used they used their they used their power to get more money out of the school, in which they made me and my fellow classmates suffer because of that. In which actually I think it was maybe the president of the school got involved in this instead of just the president, or just like the head of the creative media department. Because I think it was several emails between Adobe and the creative media department head about this, but I think the actual president of the school got involved, basically saying like, "Hey, cut it out. We got students who need to do work here." And then that's when Adobe pulled the big fuck you card and decided to just put the subscription on pause. And yeah, that's why I don't like Adobe services, and why I like buying out my software, because once you buy it once, you own it for life. And that's just why I love Final Cut Pro, cuz like it's good software, it performs great. Sure, it doesn't do all the things that Premiere Pro does, but it's like you pay for what you get, and you have the feeling at the end of the day that you're going to be able to use the software again at the end of the day. And that's what I love about it. And you don't have to worry about like your subscription suddenly getting terminated for no apparent reason and whatnot, or the price just getting jumped up really freaking high. Like, I just I love just paying for my software and not having to worry about like not being able to use it again or something like that. And yeah. And how was that rabbit hole? I bet that was interesting. But yeah. Although I would say that Adobe on iPad is not the same as it is on the desktop. And well, I would definitely say that I mean, people have said that like tablets are going to take over the computer market in the near future, and I don't quite agree with them, because like sure, like iPad Pros now have like pretty high have a pretty powerful processor in them and whatnot, and high amounts of RAM, but still like you can't get the same functionality out of a touchscreen tablet as you can with a computer that has a physical keyboard, a physical trackpad or mouse, and and a standalone display. Like there's no way you can do that unless there's like some technological breakthrough or something. But it's just like the amount of productivity from a computer is just so much higher than that of a tablet. Like when like tablets, like the iPad is great for something like this. I think it's amazing, but it's like a computer, like you can't do pro video editing on an iPad. Well, for one, just the pro apps are just non-existent on iPad because of hardware limitations. But also, it's like it's just not convenient, really. I mean, sure, you have the Magic Keyboard and you have the Magic Keyboard case for the new iPads, but it's like you just you can't get the same kind of productivity out of a tablet as you can with a computer because of features and other stuff that require certain things like keyboard, like you need the precision of a graphical user interface cursor and a mouse. Like you just need that precision in order to do small things like precise dragging of stuff or like selecting something or something like that. And like sure, the Apple Pencil is a bit more precise at this kind of stuff, but like still it's just like you're just not going to get the same productivity as you can with the physical desktop computer, you know? And yeah, and that's why I haven't spent money on an iPad Pro. Cuz just like I'm always going to be a computer guy. I'm not going to just buy a mobile device cuz it's just not a suitable replacement for me and I don't think it ever will be cuz I just see it as so inferior to that of the far superior desktop computer and laptop and stuff. It's like I mean people say how good this stuff is getting, but it's like it's nowhere near what we've built up for computers over the last 50 years almost. Wow. Since I think computers were around since like the late 70s, early 80s, and it's 2020, so 70, 80, 90, like 40 years since 40 years since like the original Macintosh and like the actual graphical user interface desktop computer became mainstream. Or no, it really became mainstream in the 90s because of the birth of the internet. But like still, it's like we've come a long way with computers, but like the software we use is rooted within those classic things like the keyboard and mouse. Like you just can't substitute things with touchscreen interface and stuff. I mean, sure, iOS is good and iPad OS is getting better, but it's just like it's never going to replace something like Windows or Mac OS because it doesn't have the capabilities as of right now at least. Or I don't know if it will ever have the same capabilities, but still it's just like it just won't be the same. And yeah, I'm not going to be switching to a tablet anytime in my life. I'm a I'm a PC, I'm a Mac guy, and I'm just a computer junkie. I'm not a tablet guy. I mean, sure, I may be a big Apple sheep, and I love their products, but some of the things I don't quite agree with, and that is trying to push the iPad into a higher demographic, into a higher um playing field that it clearly does not need, or whatever I just said there. That made absolutely no sense. Um, but yeah. I wonder what are you guys' opinions on the new M1 MacBook Pros and Mac Mini? And yet again, I still have two people watching, so probably not going to get a response from this, but whatever. But yeah, I watched that whole live stream, and I gotta say, I'm impressed with the specs, but I mean, I'm just like I don't know. My feelings are kind of mixed on the Apple Silicon. I mean, yeah, it's great and stuff, but it's like I love the Mac. I'll always be a Mac guy, but I need my Intel processors. I just like I knew like before the M1 Mac was introduced, I'd been following the rumors and stuff on Twitter and watching Talos of Tech and stuff, and they'd been discussing for a long time that the Mac was going to get its own silicon chip. In which I heard about this in like early 2019. I was like, okay, if this is going to happen, I need to get the most modern, most capable Intel MacBook Pro or iMac Pro or something possible. Since well, I need an Intel processor. I need to run Windows. Since well, I think some of my animation stuff is on Windows. And like on the M1. I sure you can emulate ARM Windows, but it doesn't have the x86 compatibility that most Windows programs use and stuff. But it's like yeah, I decided to shell out like a metric ton of money on a brand new MacBook Pro with an Intel processor simply because I need it. I just need the compatibility with Windows. I need the compatibility with applications and other stuff because like sure the M1 MacBook Pro is pretty good, but it's not going to be a suitable replacement for me because it just doesn't have the compatibility. Like I need Windows. Like some of like the like I stream like on from Twitch and stuff. I do all my streaming on Windows. Like only once or twice have I ever done it on Mac, and that was a complete and utter disaster. It's like I use Windows for everything. And it's like I need it. And I know using a MacBook Pro to run Windows is not the best option, but it's like it's what I got right now, and that's all I need. Like as long as it works, it works. And just like getting a computer with a proprietary chip where it will only run its own proprietary software is just it's not viable for me since well the mainstream market still uses x86 computers that have Intel processors and that run Windows. And since most of the stuff out there is Windows compatible and less Mac compatible. I mean Mac is becoming a lot more compatible now than it was back in the early days of like 2000, 2006 and whatnot. I mean, but and yeah, so let's see. Let's take a look at this. Ooh, it's looking good. It's looking really good. But yeah, the I just don't ah oh my god. Ugh. Sorry, I'm really tired this morning. Hmm. But yeah, it's just like I just don't I just decided to shell out a ton of money for an Intel machine since well I need that good old compatibility, you know? I did not do the roll sign yet. Yeah, what should I talk about next? I don't know what I should talk about. Oh yeah, actually I do know what I should talk about. I should talk about the iPhones and my opinions on them. And and I have three words to describe them. So damn complicated. Just that's it. So damn complicated. Like there were 4 different iPhones released this year. And and come to think of it, just back in 2016 with the release of the iPhone 7, you got the release of the iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus. 2 new models and that was it. And then in 2017 you got the iPhone 8, 8 Plus and iPhone 10. And that's when it officially started like the 3-year device release cycle where it would release like 3 devices instead of just 2. And then the following year, 2018, was the iPhone XS, XS Max, and XR. Those were 3 separate models that were released and whatnot. And then 2019 was the iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro, and iPhone 11 Pro Max. And then 2020 was just I think it was just overkill. Like seriously, like you have iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Mini, iPhone 12 Pro, and iPhone 12 Pro Max. Like or I mean, and me being a tech nut, makes sense to me when you look at the differences between them. But for the average consumer, you look at the numbers and like the suffixes at them, and literally no one can tell the difference. I mean, the only way you can tell the difference between the 12 and the 12 Pro are the cameras, and that's pretty much it. Literally everything about the 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max, uh, about the 12 literally everything about the 12 Pro, the 12 and literally everything that is different between the 12 and the 12 Pro is like literally they're basically the same device, except the 12 Pro has more RAM, has 3 cameras, and that's it. Oh well, and the stainless steel body and the frosted glass, but still same internals. I think slight bit better battery life. I can't quite tell, but yeah, literally the difference between the 12 and 12 Pro is just so slim. And to the average consumer who's not informed on this kind of stuff, like, they wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And it's confusing. And they're fragmenting the line between, in a way that's like unfathomable, unlike before. All right, I'm just going to pull up the website here because, why not? So let's just take a look at the iPhone lineup here. So taking a look here, you have the iPhone XR, the iPhone 11, the iPhone SE, iPhone 12, iPhone 12 mini, the iPhone 12 Pro, and iPhone 12 Pro Max. That is like 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 different iPhones that are being sold right now, including the certified refurbished models, which is absolutely fucking insane compared to previous years. Oh, right. And it's just like keep it simple. I mean you look at Apple today and compare it to what it was like in the early 2000s. Apple back then was pretty simple. You had four products. You had the Pro desktop, and you had the consumer desktop, and you had the Pro laptop, and you had the consumer laptop. Like, that's how simple it was. And that's what made it so profitable, was their simple marketing strategy and product development and release timing and stuff. Like back then it was so well crafted because they were literally working on simplicity rather than specs and different models. Like, before Steve Jobs came back and completely erased the entire Mac lineup, there was the Performa, you had the Quadra, you had the Power Macintosh, and you had the Macintosh Classic and all sorts of stuff. But then you had all these numbers and different models and stuff, to the point where basically even Apple's own employees couldn't even give a suggestion to the consumer as to what to buy because of how fragmented the lineup was. Oh, did I already finish it? Oh shit. I guess I finished it. Okay, so that window is done. Pretty cool. Let's do this light here. But yeah, it's like Apple back then was so complex and so fragmented that's what was causing it to go down the shitter, because people were just confused, and it was just blech. And when Steve Jobs came back, he ended up refining the lineup and decided just to do a 4-product marketing strategy, and it worked. I mean, particularly because of the iMac, because it was such a revolutionary design and stuff. But still, it was such a good design and stuff that it worked perfectly. The 4-product marketing strategy that he came up with was gold. And if you ask someone from the 90s that if you asked them where they thought Apple would be in 10 years, they would say they'd be bankrupt within the next few months. But since Steve Jobs and Apple got restructured, they completely ditched the old method, brought in a new one, created a revolutionary product, and bam, they were back on their feet. And I feel like the lineup now is becoming kind of like that, because I mean, take a look here. You have at least 7 different iPhones, and then you have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 different iPads, and you have like 3 different Apple Watches, and the Macs you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 different Macs. Like, whoa. Like, that's just whoa. And it's crazy in my opinion. Like, I feel like it's become more fragmented, but it's a lot more simple than it was in the 90s. But still, like you got to keep it simple here. And sure, I think they might be doing that with like the M1 Max and stuff. But like with the iPhones, like I don't think they should go on the path that they currently are on. I think that, or at least, I don't think that they should. I think they should market. I think they should market like the products as being two separate iPhones, so you can have like iPhone 12, no iPhone 13, and iPhone 13 Pro, but they come in two sizes, or they all come in custom sizes. I don't know, but they come in two sizes. Like you have the 6.1-inch screen option, or you have the 6.7-inch 6.7-inch model for the pros. Like that alone would just simplify it so much better, since, well, people are like confused between the differences of the iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 Pro Max. Like the only thing different about the iPhone 12 Pro Max is the sensor shift technology used in the camera, and that is my timer, and which that is my cue to leave. So really hope you guys enjoyed this stream, and I will catch you all in the next one. Hope you enjoyed this drawing session with Nick, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye! Okay, where is my